And let's see, and just wait a couple of moments for the first people to arrive. Where is it? No, no, here we are. So first of all, this is the very last scenario of After the Storm, and it's a story scenario, and afterwards I'm gonna talk a little bit about what I'm gonna play next and well, why. It's nothing big, just talking. Anyway, 3 people have arrived, that's good enough for me. Right, in the previous one, like I almost said the wrong way, but Anya decided to follow Elissa, and Elinia like leaving Iriel for Ephir instead and Highcat Begemot. And something followed her as well. We don't know quite what it is, and according to the author, no one has guessed so far what that thing is. But yeah, this won't be resolved in this scenario either. It's just some bonus story which you can only access when you've picked up an item some scenarios ago. Anyway, yeah, that's the last one you attend now. Let's go. This is gonna be pretty hot in a way. So basically those are Agon's journal entries that Elissa picked up in scenario 8C or D or something like that. And yeah, let's see what the story tells. This is not the same Aurea I first met in the darkness. The kind and loving girl who kept my broken body alive does not exist anymore. Her name was Lifanier. Her people saw her as some kind of messiah meant to do great things for the Nesians of Overter, who longed for the end of their era of great strife and the beginning of the fabled era of unity. Or unity, I'm not sure. They all knew she had been chosen by destiny to become the new guardian of life, successor of one of the goddesses who sacrificed their very own existence to give the universe a new opportunity to life. But things changed after that fateful day. That day, we were exploring ancient ruins in our endless quest for knowledge and of our destinies. Lifanier thought the ruins could guard the secret of the creation of life, but all we found there were more vague scriptures and grandiose descriptions of the feats performed by the previous guardian of life. Upon our return to the village, we saw the aftermath of the carnage. My people were not conquered and enslaved as it is the norm with the other demon lords. No. The malefactor behind the bloodshed had this very specific goal in mind, ensuring that the foretold era of unity would never come to pass. Dorvoth of the Whale Demons knew nothing specific about a girl who was to become the new guardian of life, only her species, so the logical step for him was methodical genocide. Of course, what little he knew about Lifanier's destiny was information he obtained from the seer herself, a being who betrays no one and takes no side in any conflict. This demon lord Dorvoth simply failed to ask the correct question. After that day, Lifanier changed. She focused all her time and energy probing the mysteries of the aspect of life. But this was all in vain. Decades later, Dorvoth did not simply meet a girl always predestined to end him, but an enraged goddess bent on his destruction. A goddess who had just learned that creating or restoring life was not amongst the powers naturally conferred to her by the tree. He never stood a chance against she, who went on to adopt the name of her predecessor as her own. Uriel kept telling herself it would only be a matter of time, that she would yeah, that she would help both her world and the one I adopted as my own. But as time passed by, her efforts proved fruitless, until she met the seer herself. The seer told her that Hera consciously chose to prevent us from reaching his tier of power, placing various restrictions in the design of our universe. Restrictions that could be overcome or exploited given sufficient time and research. Restrictions that the Leafia herself may have managed to break in order to create the gatekeepers and her other rumored progeny. Restrictions that could be abolished with the various instruments left behind by the first gods. Uriah began to see a universe not as a system which she was meant to heal and protect, but rather as an inherently flawed creation that needed to be replaced. Unbeknownst to Dorov, he was indirectly responsible for fulfilling the prophecy of the Era of Unity, at least in its most literal form. Over time, Uriah conquered every last demon lord who stood in her way, and forced them to either join her cause or be annihilated, along with their subjects. She established a new power hierarchy, with herself at the top and the belligerent demon lords forced to serve her for as long as they lived. It did not take her much time to crush all those who dared to defy the new order. From every conquered race, Uriah would learn something new, for the peoples of Urarta are all descended from survivors of the first cycle, and a few of them managed to preserve some ancient knowledge to this day. She would eventually gain access to Selida, a sibling world that existed under the same starless sky as Urarta. And of course, she would find a way to subdue the Guardian of Earth bound there, to ensure she would not interfere. In time, Uriah would come up with a contrived series of theories and plans to ascend to the level of the first gods, without committing Murphy's mistakes. The goal? Creating a new, perfect universe in which life would be completely controlled by her will. A universe without death. A universe without Hera's creations. And most importantly, a universe where she would be the only ruling goddess. But to achieve that goal, she would have to cope with the power growing inside her. The power of the Guardians, drawn on the source amidst the endless voice beyond our universe. Unlimited power. It is clear now that she failed to escape from the nefarious tendrils of that corrupting force. I am writing this now as I prepare for the inevitable. My arrangement with Uri requires me to forfeit free will in order to allow Alyssa to live. Sooner or later, this will lead to my own demise, but I am somehow not troubled by this notion. It is said that great things will come afterwards. If anyone finds this journal, they will learn the truth. But I also want him to assure that Elinia does as well. And then, when the time comes, she will know what must be done. And she will know she need not mourn my death. Because, sometimes, your loved ones must be willing to sacrifice their lives for a greater cause. Epilogue. Right, and as Cat Begamot pointed out, the item that's necessary to see the scenario, were the pages in the interim scenario when you played Alyssa for the first time. Let's see. So, this is the leader, this is the Guardian of Earth, and there we've got Uriah. It has been hundreds of years since my last visit to the leader, and yet nothing has changed. I'm so delighted to see your subjects here, child. It is such a warm welcome. Did you miss me? What brings you here? We had a pact of neutrality and mutual respect, child. You would not interfere with my plans, and I would let you govern your precious people here in peace. But it has come to my attention that there has been a breach of terms on your part. My seer just revealed some troubling things to me. You have been meddling with my personal playground in the main road of our universe, corrupting and manipulating he who used to serve as my worst enemy, as well as his treacherous protege. What did you expect to accomplish with this? To circumvent our pact by utilizing the Guardian of Earth on Earlier as your piece for your next move? Did you truly believe I would never find out? My only intention was to fulfill my duty as the Guardian of Earth and point my children on Earlier in the correct direction. That is to say, as far away from your grasp as possible, so they may stage your ultimate downfall. Just for the record, look at all those units on the map. Like, those are all fairies in the lot. Some of them we've never seen before or seen very rarely. But let's go on. Also this one, what the hell? On a fear? It just so happens that my forces are already on their way there. And this time I will personally take care of any opposition we find. Even the new Guardian of Water? I received word that he's already there. You fear him, don't you? Of course, he poses as much danger to your existence as you do. But he at least manages to keep his destructive... to our existence as you do. But he at least manages to keep his destructive tendencies under control. You, on the other hand, you are a corrupted goddess, Glyphania. If I may not stop you, then someone else has to take up that mission for me. I see how it is then. But tell me, Aradelis, did you forget the rule of one? I did not. Your insolence cannot go unpunished, even though I knew from the very beginning that things would come to this. I cannot allow you to interfere with my plans any further. You are a pure excuse for a Guardian of Earth, and this is not even your rightful domain. The true Guardian of Earth is awake, so your purpose in this universe has been fulfilled. Now that you have helpfully advanced my pieces to the world on which I need them in the first place, the game is over for you. After all, there can only be one. I am willing to face oblivion at your hand for my transgressions, but you shall spare my people. What makes you think that I have to keep my word anymore? Please, if there's anything left of the kind Glyphania in your heart, you shall spare my people as we agreed. Glyphania is no more. If it helps, your subjects will be able to enjoy whatever afterlife is in store for them, but you will not. Farewell, child. Your reign of Celida is over. War. Soon there will be a reckoning, Elena and Tanadria. Mark my words. Do not forget who made the resurrection of your new ally possible in the first place. Hi Zodra. Sorry for kinda ruining the mode there. And yeah, that's it. See? There is no credits stuff because first of all the scenario is optional, and second of all we already had a credit scene like 2 scenarios ago. So that was after the storm, and I think it was a really great and Utena. We basically like Kutenda pointed out that they expected the Guardian of Earth to put up more of a fight and not just die. But we have no idea of the power scale. We are just aware that the Guardian of Earth obviously doesn't agree with what Uria is doing, but she never stepped in to stop her, so I think we can safely assume that the Guardian of Earth was not a match for Uria. And maybe there was also at some previous point Uria it wouldn't have been as easy for Uria to destroy the Guardian of Earth, and something changed since then. Like, for example, she obtained the power of the Union. Maybe. Who? Anyway, after the storm is over, there's sadly so far no continuation for this. Like, there's one planned, but development hasn't exactly started yet, and it's also it's not even sure if there's a continuation, it would be in Wesnoth or not somewhere else instead. Anyway, let me pull up the votes for a moment. I made a poll on the Battle for Wesnoth Discord server about what should I stream next, and I can't show these results because, at least I don't think I can show these results, because then I would also have to show the names of the people who voted. So I'm just gonna read it out. Like, first place is being shared by Under the Burning Sands and Voyage of a Drake, an RPG. Second place would, like, with 9 votes. Then third place actually would be The Rise of Wesnoth. Third place is the Afskert, and Dwarvish campaign, sadly unfinished. Oh no, whoops. Fourth place is Inky's quest in Cuttlefish campaign, and fifth place, like with 5 votes, and fifth place with 3 votes both, is the Afskert and Flight to Freedom. So, and I'm basically thinking that I'm gonna stream Under the Burning Sands first, because it's related to Invasion from the Unknown, to After the Storm and stuff. And then I'm gonna do Voyage of a Drake, an RPG. For Voyage of a Drake, I'm not actually sure how I'm gonna split it exactly. It's been some time since I've played it. I can just tell for sure they are not exactly scenarios. Like it's an RPG that's on a big map, on basically inside a town, and yeah. The premise is you are a drake, you don't know human speech. You've got a friend that's living outside of town, a man who found you when you were young and wounded, and that man has been killed. And your quest basically is now to find out who did it, and yeah. For that you explore the town, you try to communicate with people, you make friends, you make enemies, you slay a lot of people, you even do smaller sub-quests. And yeah, I like it. Anyway, for now I'm gonna cut the stream. If you want to join me for Under the Burning Sands in 10 minutes, feel free to do so. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the first scenario today. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the stream itself, and also that you enjoyed After the Storm, because, well, it's a great campaign. See you soon.